guys, Redstone Ben here today, and welcome to episode 1 of Faction Tutorials. Today's episode is on basic base creation. I will be using World Edit just to make it easier, and the base will be very small because it's up to you to decide how big you want your base to be. So I'm on my server here, and I'm going to start by making a floor. So before you build anything though, you need to decide and look into what type of rules your server has. On some servers, obsidian is invincible. If so, you're in luck because it is the easiest way to make a base. All you have to do is make an obsidian box and protect from hackers. If your server does allow obsidian to break, but it breaks in something like 6 hits or 3 hits, then you want to use it if it can't be broken underwater. So this might sound confusing, but there's a couple things that happen. On some servers, obsidian can be broken in 6 hits, even if there's water on it. Water normally protects from explosions. If it can't be blown up, even if it has water on it, use obsidian. This has the highest blast resistance of any block in Minecraft. If they can blow up obsidian underwater, you do not want to use obsidian because the water will do nothing, and you want to use either cobblestone, which is the cheapest block, or endstone. Endstone has the highest blast resistance right before obsidian. So I'm going to be building a base that cannot be broken underwater, but obsidian can be broken underwater. So I'm going to start off by making a floor. So my base is going to be really small. It's only going to be around 4 by 4. So once I have this, I can build up my walls. So if you think of this as in a larger scale, it would be a lot bigger. So these would maybe be 20 by 20 blocks, or maybe 16 by 16 if you're doing a one chunk base. So we have our roof here. Might do it one higher just so it's easier to show you guys. Second thing you want to do is block off your roof, and then on the roof do a checkerboard pattern. So what this checkerboard pattern does is makes it stop hybrids from blowing up on your roof. So this is kind of in Minecraft's code, but hybrids the sand will hit the edge of the cobble. So a hybrid cannon, where it shoots sand to block up the water and then blow it up with TNT, will not work on this roof. It's a little too confusing to explain, but make a checkered roof, half with half slabs and half with cobble. So the roof is now done. The second things you want to focus on are what are called trenches. So a trench is where TNT will fall all the way down to bedrock if it hits the side of your base. So normally you would have to dig these out, but I'm going to be using World Edit. So I'm going to break all the way down here. You might pass some caves, but that's okay. I might not go all the way down. I'll go to around lava. So I'll build up. I'll go to around here. And I'm going to type a quick little World Edit command to hollow it all out. So now we have trenches for the TNT. You don't have to worry about these caves, the holes in the wall, but you would want to patch this up to prevent people from blowing up here, especially if you're having materials down there. So now that you've created your trenches, we can get on optimizing them. To optimize your trenches, you want to fill in all the holes. So I use World Edit and I have a nice clean trench. The second thing you want to do is to break the sand that falls down with the hybrid cannon, if they're using one, is to place half slabs all the way on the floor. As you know, or might know, when sand falls on a half block, it will break. So you can go ahead and put slabs all around your base. So we can now break any sand that falls. But what about TNT? Won't that break everything? Well, yeah. So now we're going to create our trenches. Not our trenches, our water. So that will be in the next part. Water is a very important part when making a faction's base. So you can either use ice if you're in survival, or water bucket because I'm in creative. So to water, go ahead and do a long line across your base, and you might have to do 2 corners. We now have water all around our base and all the way down to our trenches. That way, if any sand falls down, it will break, and if any TNT falls down, nothing will blow up. So now you want to fill in these corners as well with some water. And you're almost done. If you're making a bigger base, you can go ahead and make another trench over here and have another wall. So yeah, there is the water. Now this is the basic base finally finished, but hardcore raiders do have better ways of getting into your base. So they will eventually tower sand up here until they can blow a hole with a hybrid. So to stop that, you can use something called sand walls. So sand walls are giant walls that when blown up will fall all the way down. So we do this by creating a sand wall. So I'm going to use world edit. Unfortunately, if you're on a faction server, you're going to have to do this by hand. So I go into the 2 corners here, and I build up how high I want. Usually do it to sky limit. Otherwise, sand walling is usually useless because people will be able to blow over your wall and down onto your roof. So I'm building up this tower really high. I'm not going to go all the way. I can do a quick world edit command. And we now have sand walls all around our base. So how this works is we have our smaller base in there. It can go as high as the sand wall if you want. And then outside, I can just slash through. If someone blows it up with TNT, the sand will all fall and seal up the hole immediately. So this does delay raiders if you need a chance to defend your base and go attack them to get their power down, or just to get them to stop raiding you. It will buy you a lot of time because they will have to use so much more TNT to get all of this sand to fall down, unless they are very experienced raiders when they can blow a hole when the sand is still falling. But we're not going to worry about that. We now have our final base made, and it's really nice and really hard to raid. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're looking forward to the next episode where we are covering storage and chest management without it getting blown up by creeper eggs or TNT. See you next time.